Jey Uso facing Solo Sikoa at SummerSlam. Mistakes WWE has already made with the World Heavyweight Championship. WWE legend to return and dethrone Bianca Belair at SummerSlam. WWE to pull off the biggest heel turn of all time at Money in the Bank. WWE fans turn against Cody Rhodes' dissension in the bloodline. Let's jump right into it. Mistakes WWE has already made with the World Heavyweight Championship. WWE's new World Heavyweight Championship has been the talk of the town ever since Triple H unveiled it. It's being announced that the new champion will be crowned at Night of Champions on May 27, 2023. As of now, the game has laid down the rules for how the company plans to pick the top two contenders for the title. However, there are certain flaws in the rules that could potentially take away the thrill of a new champion being crowned. In this list, we will look at 5 mistakes that WWE has already made with the World Heavyweight Championship. Number 5. WWE presented the World Heavyweight Championship as a consolation prize. The company had the chance of splitting the undisputed WWE Universal Championship into the WWE Championship and the Universal Championship at WrestleMania 39. Cody Rhodes could have defeated Roman Reigns and taken the championship to Raw, while the Tribal Chief could have retained the Universal Championship and stayed with SmackDown. But since Roman Reigns cannot show up to defend the title every week for both shows, WWE brought back the World Heavyweight Championship just so the Red brand had a title exclusive to itself. This comes across more as a way to ensure WWE Raw has something instead of nothing at all, rather than giving the Red brand back what was theirs before the titles were merged. Number 4. The tournament format for Raw and SmackDown. Triple H announced that there will be a tournament on Raw and SmackDown to choose a contender from each brand. As per the rules, WWE will organize 2 triple threat matches on each brand. The winners of the matches on Raw will square off in the semifinals, and the same goes for SmackDown. The winners of each brand will fight for the World Heavyweight Championship. This takes away the thrill of putting the championship at the end of a thrilling storyline. Initially, Drew McIntyre was supposed to turn heel and be in a storyline with Seth Rollins, with the World Heavyweight Championship as the final prize. But now it's going to be a mere tournament with no storytelling for the championship, whereas storylines are the basic foundation and essence of WWE. Number 3. Adding SmackDown superstars to the tournament. The whole idea behind bringing back the World Heavyweight Championship was to ensure there was a championship title exclusive to the Red brand. As the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, Roman Reigns was expected to show up on both weekly shows and defend the title, but he didn't want to work on Monday, and since he's drafted to the Blue brand, the title matches happen on SmackDown. Hence, a title exclusive to Raw was a requirement, but it defeats the whole purpose of the title being exclusive to Raw if SmackDown superstars are also eligible for the tournament. Even though there's an explanation for why SmackDown superstars are eligible for the tournament, it does take away the element of surprise to a certain degree. Currently, the focus is on Seth Rollins from Raw and AJ Styles from SmackDown. Number 2. Adding Cody Rhodes to the tournament. The American Nightmare suffered a loss against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 39. Following that, the Tribal Chief was absent from WWE TV, while Cody Rhodes was in a violent rivalry with Brock Lesnar. He defeated the Beast at Backlash 2023, and fans hope he would see his eyes on the undisputed WWE Universal Championship again. But he's been picked as one of the superstars taking part in the tournament. If he emerges as the contender from Raw, it'll be rather disappointing given he should only go after Roman Reigns. In fact, this ensures both Rhodes and Seth Rollins get what they deserve for the talent they are. Number 1. Not adding Matt Riddle to the mix. The original Bro has been receiving immense hype from the audience following his stint with undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions. He helped Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn throughout their bout against the Usos and Solo Sikoa, and given that he was taking on WWE's most dominating heel faction, Riddle showcased immense championship potential. It's predicted that either the tag team will turn on Riddle or vice versa. When that happens, and if that happens, he should have a story that continues to push him forward rather than half his pop with WWE Universe. It would have been great to add Matt Riddle to the World Heavyweight Championship tournament, since that opened other possible storylines for him instead of being sandwiched between the tag team champions and the bloodline. Sasha Banks to return and dethrone Bianca Belair at SummerSlam. Bianca Belair has amassed 400 days as WWE Raw Women's Champion. The EST has proven herself against superstars such as Becky Lynch, Bayley, and most recently Io Sky, but the past could come back to haunt her. 5-time Raw Women's Champion Sasha Banks was one of the mainstays on the Red brand. The current NGPO star carried the women's division before Bianca arrived on the scene. The erstwhile Sasha Banks also holds a rare victory over Belair that dates back to the 2021 draft in October. It wasn't a clean win, but any win against the current record-breaking champion is commendable. She was also supposed to lock horns with Bianca Belair at SummerSlam 2021, but the match was pulled from the card. The EST is set to move to SmackDown after being drafted to the Blue brand during the WWE draft. However, if she were to remain on the Blue brand and retain her title, a potential match between Belair and Banks at SummerSlam 2023 could send the wrestling world into a frenzy. The challenger could dethrone the champion if she signs with World Wrestling Entertainment once again. Mercedes Moné's NGPW contract reportedly expired last last month after she dropped the IWGP Women's Championship to Mayu Iwatani at Stardom. She could be looking to make the shift to Stamford soon if the right deal is put on the table. Even though Sasha Banks left on bad terms, the change in the regime could rope the top star into re-signing with WWE. There have been rumors of her jumping to her former stomping grounds or joining Trinity, Naomi in Impact Wrestling. Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter recently reported that the door is always open for the alleged boss. This makes a potential Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair match an interesting prospect. From the WWE side, we were told there were points that she has asked for that she would have to give up asking for to sign a deal with them, but the door is open for her otherwise. However, it was reported that Banks wanted a longer run in New Japan Pro Wrestling. She could be pondering on signing a longer contract with the Japanese promotion. With so many options at her disposal, it remains to be seen if fans get the dream SummerSlam match they have been waiting for after 2 years. WWE to pull off the biggest heel turn of all time at Money in the Bank. Following a successful Backlash, WWE has a couple of exciting premium live events moving forward: Night of Champions and Money in the Bank. The latter could be another special night as it will take place in London, England. Roman Reigns has been promoted for the show, but WWE recently removed Drew McIntyre from its advertising. This comes amid heavy rumors that he might leave the company at the end of his current contract, which would disappoint fans. The Scottish Warrior is also injured. However, as long as he is cleared to appear in the ring by July 1, McIntyre absolutely must be at Money in the Bank. With him not being advertised anymore, he should make a surprise return and cause a massive pop before turning heel, breaking thousands of hearts. Drew McIntyre can assault the World Heavyweight Champion, likely Seth Rollins, while a possible Money in the Bank briefcase win and cash-in would also be effective. It would be a significant refresh to his character while giving him new life in WWE, whether for a few months or years. The fact that it would happen in McIntyre's home country of the UK makes it even bigger. There may be the risk of fans cheering the heel turn, but the former WWE champion can cut a scathing promo on them on the spot. You could claim they didn't care how hurt he was and cheered him on to harm his body, while also citing the constant speculation of his potential exit. However, the best way to signal a true heel turn for Drew McIntyre in the UK might be attacking Cody Rhodes and costing him the Money in the Bank contract. The American Nightmare's popularity can get the London crowd to boo their beloved countrymen. With months until his current contract expires, Drew McIntyre should put over a bunch of top superstars if he is leaving. This includes Seth Rollins or Cody Rhodes, whoever he attacks at Money in the Bank in the above scenario. Either way, the Scottish Warrior needs to challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship. McIntyre is a credible threat and can feasibly win the title under most circumstances, so either Rollins or Rhodes would earn a massive win. He can even win the World Heavyweight title in a major shocker before WWE announces he has signed a new deal. Drew McIntyre is a no-brainer to become champion, as both of his WWE Championship reigns happened without fans in attendance. The Scotsman is due another one, and it should be guaranteed to him if he stays. Do you think Drew McIntyre should make a surprise appearance at Money in the Bank? Leave your thoughts in the comments section below. WD fans turn against Cody Rhodes. Fans hilariously roasted Cody Rhodes for potential botch during his match against Brock Lesnar at WWE Backlash. After weeks of calling out Brock Lesnar, Cody Rhodes finally got his chance at retribution at WWE Backlash when he faced the Beast Incarnate. As expected, this match was a brutal affair. Brock even busted himself open on the exposed turnbuckle. Despite being on the receiving end of multiple suplexes, Cody was able to defeat Brock. Rhodes won by pinning the former Universal Champion's shoulders to the mat, while Lesnar had the Kimura lock on the American Nightmare. There is one clip from the match that has been doing the rounds online. In the clip, Cody can be seen falling to the ground despite Brock Lesnar never touching him. As expected, WWE fans roasted Cody Rhodes for the hilarious botch during the match. A few fans even blamed Kevin Dunn for the botch. A couple of fans thought Cody was just doing his signature role. Another fan made a reference to popular AEW star Darby Allin. A few fans argued that it wasn't a botch and the camera angle just made it look like the match between the American Nightmare and the Beast Incarnate was so high profile that it had the entire wrestling world debating who would win the match at Backlash. While it looked like Cody would be no match for Brock, one wrestling legend predicted that the former would be able to defeat the Beast. On a recent episode of Jim Cornette's Drive-Thru, the wrestling legend predicted that Cody will win the match so that he doesn't lose momentum. I think Cody has to win this. I really think that Cody needs to beat Brock Lesnar in some form or fashion in the middle of the ring because he got beat at WrestleMania, and even if he is chasing, you can't jog. If you're chasing, you gotta run. He's got to do something big, and he's got to do it here. I would be astonished if they do not in some way take some of the goodwill out of Brock's bank and put it into Cody's account with a win over Brock Lesnar. That doesn't happen every day, but stranger things have happened. They did at WrestleMania, said Cornette. It's good to see that Rhodes was able to defeat Lesnar. Now it remains to be seen what lies ahead for the American Nightmare. WWE Universe picks the worst star to win the World Heavyweight Championship. The new World Heavyweight Championship has opened up the opportunity for several WWE stars to secure a world title without facing Roman Reigns. The Tribal Chief has maintained a stranglehold on the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship championship for over a year, leading to Triple H introducing a new world title. A tournament has also been announced to crown the World Heavyweight Champion, concluding at the Night of Champions Premium Live event in Saudi Arabia on May 27, 2023. The tournament is set to begin soon, with 12 stars set to compete for the coveted prize. While much of the WWE universe has picked their favorites to win the title, some fans are also adamant about certain stars they don't want to see succeed. Wrestling Twitter recently chose the worst pick they could think of to hold the title, which includes top names like Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, among others. WWE has already announced the 12 stars competing for the shot to win the new world title, and it could be a relief to many fans that the Tribal Chief is omitted from the list. However, the likes of Cody Rhodes, The Miz, and Austin Theory are still in contention to win the top prize, similar to Finn Balor and Seth Rollins. Former WWE manager Jim Cornette recently shared his thoughts on the new World Heavyweight Championship, mentioning that it can affect Roman Reigns. The head of the table has had a triumphant run in the company over the last 2 years, standing head and shoulders above anyone else on the roster. Every star that challenged Roman Reigns has fallen to him in one way or the other, and his legendary reign as the Universal Champion is set to hit 1,000 days soon. In a recent episode of the Jim Cornette Experience, the veteran explained why he believes that the new world title can negatively impact the stock of Roman Reigns built over the last 2 years. He stated that even though Reigns' dominant run is something to remember, having another top title means he is no longer undisputed. They're gonna devalue what they've done with Roman Reigns. He's had this dominant reign, and he became the undisputed Universal Champion. That's why everything was drawing, working, and clicking. Then all of a sudden, there's another champion. For all the reasons that we've been talking about, I just imagine if Vince McMahon had gone to Hulk Hogan and said, "Hey, guess what? You're the world champion of Saturday night's main event and Superstars. But on Wrestling Challenge, we're making Randy Savage the world champion." Who do you think is the worst person to win the World Heavyweight Championship? Dissension in the Bloodline. Fans reacted to potential dissension in the Bloodline following Uso's hilarious roast of Solo Sikoa. The Bloodline has been one of the most dominant factions in WWE history. Ever since their inception a couple of years ago, the group led by Roman Reigns has looked unstoppable. However, after the Usos lost the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, the group has had its fair share of problems. Roman has stopped communicating with the Usos, and even Solo has teased turning on his brothers on multiple occasions. In the midst of this turmoil, a clip of the Usos has been doing the rounds on social media that shows them making fun of Solo Sikoa's attire. Fans jokingly reacted that this clip is the reason Solo has been unhappy with the Usos in recent weeks. Another fan asked for the Usos to turn babyface. Another fan said that it was the rule for the older brothers to pick on the younger brother. One fan said that Matt Riddle will be looking for payback after the comment about his feet. While Bloodline has been dominating SmackDown for the past few years, Judgment Day has been doing the same on Raw since their inception. These two factions have grown to become two of the most dangerous factions in WWE history. Hence, it is only a matter of time before these two groups clash. Although the two factions are still on separate brands following the 2023 draft, a clash may not be impossible to take place. According to a member of the Judgment Day, the group is ready to take on the Bloodline. Speaking to Steve Fall, Damian Priest said that his group is ready to go toe-to-toe with the most dominant faction in WWE history. Absolutely, I mean, the Judgment Day runs Monday Night Raw. The Bloodline, I'll give them their due, they've run SmackDown. Put us together, and that's dynamic. This is magic. I've been wanting this for a long time, and I'm not shy about it, but where Roman Reigns at, said Priest. A clash between these two groups will be interesting. However, it seems unlikely given the current dissension among Roman Reigns' faction at the moment. Do you want to see these two factions clash? Sound it off in the comments section. Jey Uso facing Solo Sikoa at SummerSlam. The WWE Universe has reacted to the massive idea of Jey Uso facing fellow Bloodline member and brother Solo Sikoa at this year's SummerSlam event. Solo Sikoa almost laid out his brother with a Samoan spike at Backlash. At the recently concluded Premium Live event in Puerto Rico, the trio of Sikoa, Jey, and Jimmy Uso defeated Matt Riddle, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens in a 6-man tag team match. Despite the win, tension within the heel stable was at its peak, Sikoa and Jey seemingly not on the same page. Taking to Twitter, fans reacted to the idea of Sikoa and Jey finally crossing paths in a one-on-one match. In recent weeks, there has been a lot of tension within the Bloodline. Paul Heyman has subtly hinted that Roman Reigns isn't happy with either of the Usos following their tag team championship loss to Zayn and Owens. During programming, the wise man to the Tribal Chief has been seen pointing to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn while directing his words towards the Usos. In the main event of Night 1 of WrestleMania 39, the Usos were dethroned by the newly crowned tag team champion, who successfully retained the titles in a championship rematch on SmackDown SmackDown. Sikoa was seemingly asked to take out Jimmy and Jay if they failed to win the titles, but that was thwarted by Riddle, who attacked the Enforcer. The Bloodline's storyline has been going on for years. Earlier this year, former faction member Sami Zayn finally turned his back on Roman Reigns by betraying him and the group at the Royal Rumble. For weeks, Zayn tried his best to lure Jey Uso away from the group. However, the latter remained loyal to his family. This eventually led to Zayn and Owens' reunion in their feud against the Bloodline. But things are far from settled within Reigns' family. The Tribal Chief will be making his highly awaited return to television on the upcoming episode of SmackDown and could make a major decision regarding the Usos' future in the family. It remains to be seen whether the Tribal Chief will ultimately decide to oust the former tag team champions from the stable or whether they will eventually turn their back on Reigns. Should Jimmy and Jey Uso leave the Bloodline? Sound off in the comments section below.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me